Ex-NBA player Enes Kanter Freedom rips LeBron James over the comments that he made about Brittney Griner. And he did it in a racist way, if you ask me. He replied to LeBron James when LeBron James said that if he was Brittney Griner, he wouldn't even want to come back to America. Basically saying that they're not fighting for her and they're wanting to give her a maximum of 10 years for a few vape pens that she alleges that she didn't know that she had in her bag. So LeBron James, being the person that he is, which speaks on injustice against black people, said, hey, it's not right. The Biden administration should be doing more to get this WNBA player, Brittney Griner, free. So Enes Kanter Freedom wanted to open his big mouth and take to social media and tell LeBron James, hey, you're free to leave. If that's the case, you should just go take her place. So he basically called himself shooting shots at LeBron James. And a lot of people have been basically on LeBron James's bumper about the comments that he made in a trailer on an episode called The Shop. He says, now, how can she feel like America has her back? I would be feeling like, do I even want to go back to America? And that's facts. So I don't see how Enes Freedom could take to Twitter and say, you called it a step back. We call this a walk back. You are free to leave, buddy. Or you can even volunteer for in exchange for her. Some people literally have no idea what it is like to live in a dictatorship. Keep taking your freedom for granted. And to me, it's that basic stereotypic rhetoric that people that come from other countries use when black people stand up and fight for themselves. They don't understand this is what we do. You can't be already down and stay laying down. We're going to get up and fight for ourselves. And that's the bottom line. We've been fighting regardless of how many black people they have murdered. We still get up and fight another day. It's still going to always be a Malcolm X or a Martin Luther King in spirit type person that's going to get up and he going to speak for his people. But being a foreigner, they don't get it. They don't understand the fight. And on the other hand, they also as full of shit as than a Christmas turkey. Why? Because they try to act like they cool with you and everything, and I know we all been through that. But then when some shit go down, they the first ones to throw in the bullshit. Oh, man, you should just fall back, or just like he said, well, won't you go ahead and leave then, buddy? That's the same as them old slogans they used to use in the 80s. Well, just go back to Africa. That's the way I take it. I don't take it no other way. So it's bullshit. And he has no right or no business to even say nothing about it. If you're not going to speak something real about it, don't say nothing about it. If you don't understand that blacks over here, we fight, and we've been fighting since we've been here, you might need to just keep your mouth shut. And it's like I said when I first covered the Brittney Griner's case during her hearing a week or so ago, when they were saying she could get a maximum of 10 years. I said it. I said, hey, this is probably some form of political move. They might want to use her for a trade. So today in Yahoo News, it says, say what you want about LeBron's comments on Brittney Griner. It's America's fault that she's over there. LeBron James, which is the newly minted billionaire, something I didn't know. I didn't know he was a billionaire now. Shout out to that brother. It says that he found himself in a similar trap that faces President Joe Biden. They both want Griner home from Russia, where she faces 10 years for vaping. But it looks like Vladimir Putin is in position to force the U.S. into a costly turnover. Putin, the Russian dictator, could be willing to hand over Griner for Viktor Bout, a convicted weapons trafficker known as the Merchant of Death. The U.S. authorities aren't saying what they'll do, and Griner has her next court date on Thursday, tomorrow. But that's not an even trade, some say. Griner pleaded guilty to drug charges for 2 vape cartridges that Russian authorities said they found in her bag at an airport near Moscow back in February. Bout was convicted in 2011 and later sentenced to 25 years in prison after U.S. authorities accused him of trying to sell 800 surface-to-air missiles, 3,000 AK-47s, and 10 million rounds of ammunition to a Colombian rebel group. The allegations against Bout go far deeper. He's been connected to unfathomable atrocities. National security expert Douglas Farah wrote recently for Politico that Bout is responsible for enabling murderous groups to kidnap and train thousands of child soldiers, use rape as a systematic method of terror and control, torture through the mass amputations of arms, legs, ears, and lips, slaughter civilians, and help the Taliban take power in Afghanistan. There are no words to describe the human toll of Bout's activities on thousands of people, from armless child amputees in refugee camps to the scorched rural hamlets burned to the ground, and children have been traumatized into killing their own families. It also says that Biden could improve the deal somewhat by asking for Paul Whelan, a U.S. citizen who's been locked up in Russia for 4 years after being accused as a spy. James stepped out of bounds in the eyes of conservative referees when he said on The Shop, uninterrupted, in a brief clip that went viral this week, that if he were Griner, he might not want to come back to the U.S. after this ordeal. So, as I'm saying, Enes Kanter Freedom, the ex-NBA player who retired from the Boston Celtics, has and should have nothing to say. But then on the other hand, he did a clip today that's on TMZ, and he said this.
So one last thing. So what do you say to other athletes who want to speak out and have a political voice?
Have some courage. Because what I'm talking about is not politics, it's human rights. And human rights are about politics. So I'm going to do whatever I can to bring awareness and be the voice of all those innocent people out there who don't have a voice. That's one. And two, have some morals. Have some principles, have some values. It's more important than money and business. Put yourself in their shoes. If your mother, if your sister, if your daughter was in those concentration camps getting tortured and raped every day, we just still care about your next paycheck. So all these athletes out there right now, shame on them.
Now, does this make any sense? Now he's saying that we should fight for people that have been imprisoned in different countries and whatnot. He's saying all NBA players should stand up for the people. But at the same time, you told LeBron James, you should just leave then. See, that's that oxymoron shit that I be talking about. That's what I'm saying. When foreigners sit up there and they'll say something to basically kind of throw you under the bus, but then you'll turn around and act like you with our plight. That's why we have to be careful, people. We have to be careful of who we let fight the fight that we fighting. We don't need nobody to fight the fight that we fighting with us. We're going to stand 10 toes to the ground by ourselves. And that's all I'm saying. We got to keep our eyes on people when they're trying to act like they're all about the cares of black people. Because it might not be so. He's just trying to get his name back somewhere in the limelight off of LeBron James. And we know they do that. They use black people as a stepping stool to get themselves to another level or to a higher position or to get their name ringing. So we definitely have to be careful, people. But I just wanted to bring out that hypocrisy of Enes Freedom, that he's full of the BS. And with that, I'm going to say this is the news in you. North, east, west, south. Unite from every alley in Cali, intersection and back street. Subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up on your way out the door.
I'm not who you think I am. Your perception is a lesson with a fail grade on it. Steady living life like I would never see the morning. True shit, man, I'm more than pain, I'm more than stain on sidewalk, I'm more than black skin on my face. Destined to be great, gotta elevate mind. Elevation is the game that I gotta play. Gotta win, gotta find escape to a better day.